I thought I'd take a moment and talk to you about uh, the Everstryke or the Perma-strike fire starter kit from Survival Life. If you follow any kind of Facebook pages that have to do with preppers or end of days type scenarios, anything like that, just survival tips in general, you've probably been ad targeted by a company called Survival Life, and they have in the past offered free credit card knives, which I will have a review up for you soon. And then as recently a couple of days ago, this here fire striker ever starter matchy fire starter thing. Okay, so I went ahead and got it because I thought, well, you know, something to throw in the kit, even if it's cheap, it'd be handy to have. So what you have here is a flask style container that uses a lighter fluid. I use Rotinol in mine. What you'll do is you'll get the thing in the mail. It comes in just a plain envelope with no kind of markings, and you'll get a little sheet of paper with some instructions. As you can see, I ripped mine open hastily, but this is the instructions. I'll just scan through there, and you can pause it if you like to read those. But to the meat of it, what you'll do is you'll unscrew this striker plate from here, and inside there I've already filled mine, but you'll put lighter fluid in there, about 3/4 of the way full, and then that way, so when you put your striker plate in there, you don't displace fluid and make a mess like I did the first time. So that's all there is to it. In terms of fit and finish, it's really flimsy feeling in the hand. Obviously, you only pay $2.95 for shipping and handling, so don't expect a really fancy product. But some things to note is the seams around the base of mine, where it looks like the fluid cavity is kind of suspect. So I'll probably put some epoxy around there because I'd hate for this to leak out in my kit if I really needed it. Also, the corners are very sharp, so keep that in mind if you get one and you put it in your kit. Anything that rubs against that will either puncture or mar the finish of the other item. So you'll want to keep that separate. And then it looks like the ferro rod itself, you can see I've struck it a couple times, is not replaceable. But you know, anything can be serviced. Once it wears out, I'm sure we could whittle the rest out and slide a new one in, glue it in place, no problems. This little hangy retention clip system here is really suspect. I'll probably just remove that altogether. But to the brass of it, it actually works really well. Remove the striker plate from the, they call this an Everstryke. Remove it from the Everstryke. Some people call these Perma-matches or Perma-kits, fire starter kits, and give it a second for this. I've learned for this this little striker plate here to dry. It makes it light easier. Then all you have to do to strike it, remember this is open here, you want to keep your fluid from spilling out, but all you have to do to strike it is to hold it against that rod, up, and go down with it. Shake it out there, because I don't want to burn my camera here. But notice how it didn't strike the first time. It was still a little damp. Oh. Also, I didn't press it hard enough. But once you do that, get the hang of it, it lights every single time and fast. Notice a little bit of debris dropped on my cloth there, but that's it. That's all there is to it. This wick here is replaceable. Once your wick starts to burn down, all you'll do is tug this out a little bit, and then it'll feed from the wick from inside this rod here. Once you're out of wick, you just get you some wick, roll it up there, and stuff it in there with something, maybe a little bitty tiny screwdriver or a needle or something, and then there you go. So keep some extra wick with you, keep a little bit of extra fluid, and for $2.95, I'm impressed. After having messed with this pretty much all day, my final thought is it's actually worth the $2.95. I was ready to bash this thing. When I opened up the envelope and saw the fit and finish, I was really not impressed. A couple of things I've learned throughout the day is this O-ring here, after only using it, I don't know, 10 or 12 times, is really starting to elongate already. And I'm not certain that those O-rings are petroleum-based O-rings. They could be, but if not, then that lighter fluid over time will will start to degrade that rubber O-ring. So thankfully these things are plentiful and cheap. So I've decided that the way I'm going to carry this is like in an Altoid tin or something like that. I'm going to have my lighter. I'm going to have a little small bottle of Ronsonol fluid, a couple of extra O-rings, and some wick. Now sure, that kind of defeats the purpose of a small starter to carry with you, but this thing, I prefer just my regular striker rod and ferro rod magnesium fire starting kit to carry anyway on a lanyard. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. If you've got any questions, please let me know, and I will help you out as best I can. Thanks a lot.